stand ready to continue engaging as Guatemala charts a path toward truly independent, impartial, and representative system of justice. Guatemala stands at a pivotal moment. The country is preparing for a major institutional renewal in 2026, including appointments to the Constitutional Court, the Attorney General's Office, and the Supreme Electoral Tribunal. These upcoming changes offer a prime opportunity to reinforce impartial adjudication, professional autonomy, and public confidence. Let me turn to appointments of senior justice officials. There is a growing consensus that Guatemala's system for appointing high-level justice officials requires substantial and urgent reform. The Comisiones de Postulación, designed to ensure appointments based on merit, transparency, and integrity, have increasingly been influenced by partisan and private interests, compromising public trust in the judiciary. Despite opportunities to enact meaningful reforms, particularly by Congress, necessary changes were not pursued, and the moment for institutional improvement passed. 6 key observations highlight systemic issues in the appointment process. First, distorted representation. The lack of a fixed number of commissioners and the inclusion of officials from newly established low-quality universities have diluted the representative integrity of the commissions. Commissioners face political pressure, threats, and excessive caseloads. Second, flawed evaluation criteria. The scoring systems for assessing candidates often deviate from constitutional legal standards, sometimes favoring specific individuals or backgrounds, particularly those with administrative over judicial experience. Ethical and honorability evaluations remain insufficient and opaque. Third, undue influence. Investigations have revealed manipulation of the process, including vote buying and private deals, undermining the legitimacy of appointments. Fourth, renewal process. There is broad support for staggered judicial renewals rather than replacing the entire bench at once, to maintain institutional memory and reduce political pressure. Fifth, lack of inclusive representation. Women, indigenous peoples, and marginalized communities are significantly underrepresented in the process. An additional mechanism should be implemented to promote their inclusion. Finally, on this topic, fear and legal uncertainty. Members of the commissions face potential legal retaliation, contributing to an environment of intimidation. To restore credibility and align with international obligations, Guatemala must consider legislative and possibly constitutional reforms. Ensure transparency in the 2026 selection process and strengthen civil society participation. Reform should include publicly defined selection criteria, open interviews, rigorous performance assessments, and a transparent justification for all appointments. Guatemala's judicial appointment process would benefit from several reforms to ensure alignment with international standards. There should be a fixed number and balance of commission members, including qualified academic, civil society, and diverse representatives. The commissioners should be protected from undue pressure and from unreasonable workloads. There should be uniform scoring methods based on capacity, integrity, suitability, and honorability, with clear weightings published in advance. We should move beyond paper-based checks to include substantive interviews and written justifications for each choice. We should strengthen conflict of interest rules and exclude candidates who have links to corruption or organized crime. Transparent record keeping should be mandated to guard against vote trading or backroom negotiations. I recommend staggered renewal and inclusive participation. By renewing only a portion of magistrates at each cycle, institutional memory would be preserved. And I also recommend the proactive inclusion of women, Indigenous peoples, and other underrepresented groups. All selection criteria, scoring outcomes, and final decisions should be in writing, and civil society should be able to observe, audit, and report on each stage of the process.